Alright, so this is definitely a sequel to Pinocchio after all, because after all, for the sake of time, we're now trapped inside the whale. What can we do now? I guess there's only one way to find out. Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Sonic the Hedgehog here, and I'm back for some more of yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Super Monkey Ball Deluxe for the PlayStation 2/Xbox. So last time, we have managed to able to explore through World 3, which is of course under the ocean. And today for this episode is the fact that we're going to be hit on to World 4, which is inside a whale. And just like before, we're about to be going through the first 10 levels on the first half, and then the other 10 levels on the second half. So first of all, we're going to be hit into is level 4-1 Pro Skaters. And as you can see on screen, I was going to able to time myself correctly to try to obtain the green goal, as you can see here. Sometimes it does have a lot of learning curve if you really want to go for that, but if you time it well enough, then you should able to get yourselves a glorious green goal, with additional more points to your disposal right here. So yeah, that's pretty cool as well. And the next level we're going to be hit into is Blocks Slim, which is basically based off from, of course, Super Monkey Ball 1 in floor 9 in advanced difficulty. So either way though, as we mentioned this before already, that the bonus levels does not count any forms of you know, the story mode levels, so just want to classify that right about now. And also, as you can see on screen, you know when you're able to actually try to explore through Super Monkey Ball 2 levels in this game, basically the actual visual standpoints may actually act out pretty differently if you manage to approach onto Super Monkey Ball levels or Super Monkey Ball 2 levels. That if you ever played Pro Skaters as we've already done, the actual whale's mouth, especially with the actual blowhole, is usually stays shut, or in this case just managed to go pitch black in a blowhole, and especially noticeable with the actual mouth is always shut at all times. So, at least if you ever play through the deluxe level, as you can see, the next level as you can see we're going through is Jump Ramp, and basically the entire mouth itself is usually open from time to time, especially with that blowhole was actually gone in the outside portion. So either way though, it just makes it a little bit of a different variety when it comes to visual variety, when it comes to depending on what levels you're going to be exploring onto or what stages you're going to be going into. Doesn't matter if it's on Super Monkey Ball 1 base levels, as well as the deluxe set of stages, and even the Monkey Ball 2 stages is always going to be closed. So, next level is Hound's Tooth, which is basically self-explanatory, going from grid to grid, but otherwise I'm just going to do a nice little fastest way to do this is by simply just trying to able to, you know, pull the control stick straight forward. So either way though, should be pretty easy, self-explanatory. And now let's move on to the Super Monkey Ball 2 level, which is of course Beehive. So yeah, not much else we can really say about for this point today, folks. Apart from the fact that today's day is the forms of the 14th of April today in 2020, so there's not much else we can able to just ask for, apart from the fact that I can able to still discuss upon, you know, some certain stages of how, you know, Super Monkey Ball Deluxe actually has to offer within, such as any forms of in story mode, for example. And let us get into the forms of choice, which appears to be a shape like a guitar, from the forms of floor 11 from the original Super Monkey Ball, or Monkey Ball in the arcade machine. So either way though, let's go in here and just try to get some more bananas. Oh, this is a bad idea. Let's just try and make things a little bit safer for the most part, just trying to get onto the easy path, and then I'm not sure how I'm supposed to get that green goal, but it might able to take a long time to get a lot of practice with, so even then I'm probably not going to risk it too much. Plus, if you do manage to have yourselves your own choice when it comes to what paths you're going to be taking through, the actual silvery, arrowy parts just manage to stick out, so I just want to classify that.
Ready?
Level 4-7, easily one of the easiest stages in this world, which appears to be the bowl. And in this particular stage, the fact that you have to make it to the goal such as so. But before we get onto that, I need to grab the banana in case if I need some more to able to max out my bananas count. So I would expect that. Triangle holes. Based off on level 5 from the original Super Monkey Ball 2. So even then, no, that's to be expected. And basically this stage is actually pretty self-explanatory if you know what you're doing, as long as you need to be very careful of that. Oh, son of a biscuit, I always attempt to hit by that side of a goal. I did not meant to do that. Oh, great. Oh well, we'll try this again, and hopefully, successful or not, then I did manage to succeed. So either way though, that's pretty much to be expected at this point. Alright, next level is DNA, which fundamentally it does have 2 goals on this stage, so, but of course the goal I'm going to be aiming for is of course the green goal, so that way in addition to having extra amounts of points, there's also a whole bunch of bananas laying around on that particular stage, so hopefully we would be able to grab those exponentially, so at least that make it happen. So anyway, let's go ahead and keep on climbing down and just trying to get into the goal ring so that way we can able to double the amount of points as we could. So even though self-explanatory for the most part. What makes it so good compared to the forms of Super Monkey Ball 2, that rather than just focusing on the actual 10 levels, you can actually choose whatever stages you want to go into if you're having a hard time or even having an easier time. Because compared to Super Monkey Ball 2, you have to complete the actual 10 levels in order to progress. So usually because in Super Monkey Ball 2 story mode, it always have to forces you to able to deal with 10 levels until you progress to the next world. And as you can see, speaking of Super Monkey Ball 2, here we go on to launchers, and as you can see, self-explanatory, if you manage to get the usage of that, specifically the camera changes button. By simply pressing the A button and just press the X button on the PlayStation 2 version, but I digress. Randomizer, and now let's hit on to the second half of Inside a Whale, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky and difficult, especially whenever we get onto the 18th level. Oh my god. Number 18, well, usually level 4-18, is gonna be a pain in the backside. Let me tell you that right about now. Especially noticeable how the fact that with the actual difficulty comes in, but let's not get ahead of ourselves just yet. So here we go, on to level 4-12. That, it appears to be building. So either way, all we need to do on this level, that, right, now you have to simply, we need to climb all the way up to the top of the actual construction kind of yard, which either way though, self-explanatory if you manage to know what you're doing. So either way though, I don't find that particular stage to be all that complicated, so either way though, it's self-explanatory. Plus, this is actually the final world to able to feature the deluxe set of levels, just because whenever we get onto World 5 all the way up to World 10 at the end, it's all just more accurately stuck with the forms of, let's just say, both Super Monkey Ball 2 and Super Monkey Ball 1 levels in all in one. So even then, though, that makes it some consumption. So either way, though, let's just go ahead and get to the goal. And as you can see, we did manage to got some of those bananas in those specific segments. So here we go, onto coin slots. So I'm really hoping I can get to the goal ring, or the green goal I should say. I keep on thinking of Sonic games for some reason, but anyway, let's see if we can time our movements correctly, and I said it seemed to have done that a little bit too early for able to try to time with it, so hopefully we'll try that again, and hopefully we would be able to aim a little bit too late on time. Or maybe just done it too early again. Oh boy, this is what I was thinking of anyway, and yeah, let's try this for a third time, and this will take me a lot of tries, and I'm gonna be too late. Yep, I'm just too late. That's a little bit of a lunatic. And plus, what's also kind of annoying is the fact that since I'm still be using my Halo 3 ODST control Xbox 360 controller, sometimes, as you can tell, I somehow come across into that analog stick drifting, which is always kind of annoying, which either way though, that potentially becomes to be the equivalent or a prequel to the forms of the Nintendo Switch, you know, Joy-Con drifting all over again, so that makes it a little bit obvious at that point. I will say, I really do love the actual aesthetics of this world, well, in terms of the actual environment, as you can see, because not only do we able to actually get stuck inside the whale, but it's also, look at the environment, it's always like, it always kind of reminds me of, you know, Flooded Station Square from Sonic Adventure, except, well, Chaos doesn't do anything, because, well, Chaos wasn't in this game after all, because he was all in Sonic Adventure, of course. So either way, though, nor do I try to explain that, that didn't do anything line, because I have no idea how do I try to explain about that, because, well, as you can see on screen, I'm actually gonna get distracted by trying to get into that goddamn green goal, because it is so precise to timing with, because if you time it a little bit too early, you're not gonna get it, But if you time it a little bit too late, then obviously you're not gonna get it. So you have to be so precise. And don't get me started whenever we get on to level 18 on the other hand. When it comes to forms of this world. So even then, though, believe me, I know. But I digress. Come on. I was a little bit too late. Yep, I'm still too late. If you couldn't tell already, this is by far the longest video so far, but it wasn't until whenever we get on to towards the end of the game, then it will expect to make things a little bit more longer just because of the forms of a lot of, you know, trial and error situations such as so. Especially noticeable if I was trying to get to that green goal, if it's I was going to be hoping to... Oh, so close! Even to make matters even much more stingy than that is the fact that if you ever imagine if you're trying to do this in challenge mode, good luck with that. Anyways, so close. Why am I always too late? It's always kind of difficult sometimes. Otherwise, you have to painfully just try to wait until the other goals goes super slowly. Thank you. Because otherwise, if you manage to miss out on that green goal, you have to wait for about several seconds until you're able to let the normal coin slot goals until you're able to actually go to the actual slots. So next level is jumpies, which basically all you need to do is very self-explanatory. You just have to go through jumpies from ramp to ramp, and that's all you have to do. So either way, though, not too complicated and not too shabby either, because since I've already played for the original Monkey Ball for the longest amount of time, since the forms of as a kid anyway, so Seesaw Bridges, based off on level 4-9 in Super Monkey Ball 2. I think for the most part, we're pretty much almost nearly towards the end in inside the whale level, so hopefully we can able to actually just get these done as fast as possible, so we can expect things to able to make things a little bit more easier said than done routine or something. So either way, let's just go ahead and... Whoa, we need to be very careful not to lose any of your balance, because otherwise if you lose balance, then otherwise you have to restart the entire long ordeal all over again, so that won't be that fun, so... But you know, you get the idea for that point, so anyways, let's go from seesaw to seesaw, and boom! There we go. It does take a long while to able to actually just do all that though, especially that I didn't get myself my time bonus on that level, but I digress. Alright, so World 416 Stoppers, which is basically based off from floor 14 in the original Super Monkey Ball / Monkey Ball in the arcade. So, I think at this particular stage it's all about tilting, because even then if you try to tilt it from left or right, then the actual stoppers were able to actually change some of those momentum or something. So either way though, it's all get a lot of emphasis on tilting, because otherwise, yeah. That's how it usually goes for that stage. Alright, Scrolls, the final deluxe level in the story mode of this particular game, because otherwise the majority of most of the deluxe levels will be on challenge mode specifically, which again, unfortunately I can't show that off just because of how the fact that, well, first of all, I haven't really exactly 100% this game for quite some time. Secondly is the fact that usually in some sort of like in the difficult levels, I feel like that I really do miss the GameCube controller these days. So anyways, so there goes Scrolls, and now let's get into the forms of this monstrosity, and that is Alpha Pod. Oh god, why the stage? As you can tell from the difficulty of those bananas with the forms of the actual level select, it's all 10 out of 10 difficulty, meaning this is one of the trickiest levels in this world. And the only reason being, number one, is the fact that you have to deal with this giant arthropod spider of all things. And second, it's all about the waiting game as well. If you really want to have yourselves an easier time going, if you really want to time yourselves with the actual movements and stuff like that, if you really want to get to the goal. And thirdly, it's just pretty damn slow, and as a result, you have to wait for a certain amount of time until you're able to actually just reach into I would say the 43 seconds mark. And then if you do manage to make it for this point, you have to deal with the actual timing requirement, because otherwise, if you accidentally miss the goal, especially like right here, and then you have to start all the way from the beginning of this waiting syndrome. So yeah, that level's so annoying. I'm gonna say that right about now. Eventually, whenever we get on to the actual redo Let's Play of Super Monkey Ball 2, you guys should know about the fact that how much I absolutely despise this stage so much. Especially noticeable since it gave me so many bad memories since as a kid. Well, not so much in Deluxe though, just because I did have my PlayStation 2 as a kid, as well as the original Xbox as a kid. Because the only ones I've grown up with is, of course, Nintendo GameCube, because otherwise it just makes every single precision movement a lot more simpler, as well as not so complications or anything like that. So, but unfortunately for the Xbox and for the PlayStation 2, it doesn't have, you know, pivot points onto that controller. So as a result, you have to deal with defaults of somewhat of a awkward movements or anything like that. Especially this is on, you know, the 360 spin only, so yeah, that's as far as I can usually try and explain about that, so... Okay, come on, Alpha Pod, be fast. Try to go faster when it comes to, like, spinning the actual wheel. Plus, because the actual wheel itself, I'm pretty sure it actually has ourselves 4 separate spaces, which meaning about the fact that you have to dodge those also, because if you do fell off in one particular slight of an edge of that specific wheel, then you have to restart that too, because as a result, I have no idea why my analog control just gets a lot more drifting these days at this point. Although, don't worry, whenever we get onto our proper Let's Play of Banjo-Tooie, despite the fact that it was originally going to be planned for in 2017, but unfortunately it was being delayed until when it gets to the point until likely in 2020, just because, well, speaking of Banjo-Tooie actually, it's the fact that we're likely able to do that Let's Play at some point this year. This is probably because during at some point during almost towards the end of 2020, that about the fact that we're about to celebrate. Oh, really? Stupid goal. Stupid goal. How could you? You betrayed me. Anyway. So, yeah, hopefully we're about to be doing the Banjo-Tooie Let's Play at some point in this year because of the 20th anniversary of Banjo-Tooie's release for the Nintendo 64 version. But I don't know what version we're going to be going through for that. But either way though, we'll have to wait and see what happens there if we try and able to actually just get past that stupid level. Seriously, it's all about pace breaking too, because this is also a prime example about this is the reason why also that this video's taken so long to able to actually just trying to able to record. Plus because of how the fact that it's also kind of luck based too. If you do not know the actual timing for that, oh come on, thank the Lord. Oh, thank God I don't have to touch that level over again. Anyways, 2 more stages to go. Giant comb. Oh god. I remember this. I remember this since as a kid, whenever I first time playing through Super Monkey Ball 2, and I remember hating it so much because it's all around luck based, but even then since the more I'm grown older, then this means I know exactly what to do here, so hopefully it shouldn't give me that much trouble. You guys need to time your movements here, and as soon as we get to this last bit, go straight forward, and boom! There we go. Because otherwise, if I do manage to stay onto that last spot, if I manage to get hit by that giant comb in the end, this means I have to start all over. So, last level, Dynamic Maze. So, I was able to try to perform a nice shortcut by simply keep on pausing the game and stuff like that, but unfortunately it's not going to work out for me. No, it's not going to. So I guess we'll end things off here, I'm afraid, guys. So join me next time on Let's Play Super Monkey Ball Deluxe, and that was the fact that we're going to be hit on to World 5, which I think was actually called Amusement Park, if I can recall. So see you guys until on Thursday. Later, fellas.